making an almost muzzleloader from the Stevens Long Tom 12-gauge shotgun. William Hovey Smith, 2018. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and the Stevens Long Tom and I have had a long history. It was my mother's shotgun built back in the 1930s, and here it is shown with an Idaho turkey, and now I'm going to make a muzzleloader out of it. Using the Billy Joe Rubidoux principle of taking what you got and making what you need, we are going to do our muzzleloading hunting season in part with this. Yep, our almost muzzleloaders. So the Scout shotgun is going back to Dixie, and it's ready to go right now. So these are the two guns we're going to be using for the start of this year, certainly on our own land. Why am I doing this? It's 3:30 in the morning, and I am recovering from my pajama hunt yesterday morning. And what we found out that bismuth shot I was using was more nearly number 2s than number 4s, and it shot such a loose pattern that for the most part I was shooting all around the squirrels. Yeah, I did manage to get one, but and the shot when it hit was certainly lethal, but the pattern is so loose that I was getting fringe hits, if any at all. So I needed smaller shot. But I'm 60 miles from anywhere, so we do have, like most of us old guys, some miscellaneous boxes of old lead ammunition bought decades ago. Sometimes 50s, 60s, I think, for this one. And what one can do is recover lead shot. Now that I remember, this is exactly what I did for turkey season 2 years ago, and have been shooting on that particular shot ever since, but it finally used it all up. So we have to recover some more. Now, if you have to do something similar for whatever reason, the way to go about it is to take your knife and go into the top like this, and then cut down, catch your point, and then cut down into the case itself, like I'm doing right now. And as you see, that opens it up, so you can quickly and easily dump the shot. The question now is then what? What do you do with this case? You can't throw it in the garbage for obvious reasons. As soon as they started to burn the garbage pile, these things will start going off left and right. They present no particular danger, but would certainly be disconcerting if you were pushing up a pile of garbage with a dozer to all of a sudden have a bunch of rounds go off. So what I'm doing is taking the cases and cutting them like this, pulling out the wad, like yay, dumping the powder. I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to attempt to reuse it. And this leaves me with a 12-gauge base for blank. Now, this brings up the possibility. Can you take this and use it as a primer to load a single barrel 12-gauge shotgun as a muzzleloader? Or a pump either way, or any other kind. The answer is yes, you can. Exactly the same technology is used with some muzzleloaders, such as a Remington Ultimate muzzleloader, which uses this particular case to hold a primer. This is absolutely no different in function. These are two models of the Remington Ultimate muzzleloader, which you can buy any day. Now, you can load this with a round ball load and make it a smoothbore deer gun, the cartridge equivalent of what you've got before me right here when I take deer with it. Is that legal? Yes and no. Depends very, very much on the state. It depends on who you happen to run into in the woods. If you're a private guy and you're hunting on your own land, I say go to it. If you're on a public hunt, however, you could get yourself in trouble. I think it would be a defensible case since, yes, this is done in muzzleloading, and if this sort of cartridge loading system is legal in your state, and in some it is not, but if it is legal, then there's no inherent difference between loading with a shot shell base and a cartridge base and loading a smoothbore or loading a rifle. Unusual, yes, but not in of itself illegal. However, you durst not have with you, around you, or anyone else have with or around any regular 12 gauge loads. If you're going to hunt with a muzzleloader, it has to be all muzzleloader all the way if you modified your regular cartridge shotgun to shoot a muzzleloading load and you load it from the muzzle. Always check your state regulations and the regulations for your particular hunt before you take any muzzleloader hunting. Okay? So, we now have some shot, woof, so we can proceed to hunt our squirrels much more effectively than we did with the bismuth shot. And hopefully we'll have more success. I won't reload until I see what it's like in the morning. When the sun comes up, if I hear coyotes howling, then I'm going to load up with my heavy shot load. If I don't, then I'll load up with lead and we'll go after the squirrels again. Our prosecution of the squirrel season with the Dixie Scout is not going well. This morning I did get a squirrel with our lead loads, so that is an improvement in the art. But I'm having trouble with the lock. Well, nonetheless, I did manage to get one squirrel. But this is a loaner gun, and I am not going to make repairs on it. So this with a letter is going back to Dixie. So this is going to get cleaned up and going back. Consequently, I got around to making a muzzleloader out of this somewhat sooner than I expected. I already had these cut-off cases, as you know, and I did fire one just to see what the results would be, and they do work. What you would need to do is to cut it off at the very base of the shell itself, right about here. So everything would be loaded down the muzzle. This gun is a tight full choke. Consequently, the wads don't want to hold. So what I'm going to wind up doing probably is to cut a fiber wad in two and then use that wad as the overshot wad. Okay? So we're going to make those modifications. So this is going to be my almost muzzleloader this year. And this one is going back to Dixie. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye. God bless, and see you next time. Not only do I talk about muzzleloading and backyard deer hunting, I talk very specifically about muzzleloading, in extreme muzzleloading, and in much more detail with using smoothbore guns in my ebook, Hunting with Muzzleloading Shotguns and Smoothbore Muskets. Now, my adventures with the Stephen Long Tom as a muzzleloader are going to continue throughout the 2018-19 hunting season. And the next video up is going to be building muzzleloading loads for a cartridge shotgun. For more information on my books and blogs and more than 700 videos, go to my website, www.hoviesmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.